Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
I'm running on nothing but faith. There's things far too great that I want to accomplish. I'm hoping 25 hours a day, but something good works out, and I'm just like, dang. Think everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, I'm like, dang. Think you might just know the way. I'm like, dang.
Hey, dang. Sorry, I was yawning, sorry.
It's going to be a real interesting
Hey, I
episode.
was yawning.
Yawner. Actually, I do think this is going to be kind of fun. We're going to try something kind of different. We're going to talk about a show that we've watched recently and what it got us thinking about and kind of what
Yes.
we're learning and thinking about from it. I think it'll be
I know that Kim Fields likes the show a lot.
Does she?
Yeah. The show is called Paradise.
Paradise. It's on Hulu. It's got Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden are the leads, I think, in it. And it's so good. It's about the end of the world.
Yeah, because it's about, okay, basically, we don't want to ruin it for you guys, but here's what it's about. It's about something is coming disastrous to the world, and the president of the United States doesn't want to tell his people, doesn't want to tell his people what's going on.
I think he wants to, but
No,
the people
he
around
didn't- he
him,
didn't-
the people
yes.
around him aren't wanting him to.
The people around him aren't wanting him to.
Yeah.
Because they have an alternate plan to go somewhere where they're going to be safe, which they have built 4 years earlier, right? Is it 4 years earlier or 12 years earlier?
I don't even remember.
I think it was 12 years
know.
earlier. Even to the
Well,
point
don't
to where,
you're giving too
I
many
don't want to give too
spoilers.
much away, but just that they worked on it, and they
try
were
to keep to what we learned in the first 2 episodes
wow,
only.
That's tough. So it's very difficult.
So, but I think this president, James Marsden, is the one that plays the president, and he does such a good job. So if you're craving a really good president drama, this is the one.
If you're praising a really good president, yeah, this is a good one.
Okay, so what we take away from it, though, is what I really liked about this, and it's fascinating, the drama is really good, but it got me wondering, like, is this possible? Is this doable?
I think it is possible.
So the way that, what we can say is the way that they're avoiding, because I don't see how we talk about it without it, is that the way that they've prepared for the disaster is they've created basically like a huge underground city.
Yes, a gigantic underground city.
Yeah, it's in Colorado.
Yes,
supposedly,
because that's where. But they do have underground cities in case of disasters.
They do. Where?
I think they're all over the world.
Well, I know I've like bunkers. You mean?
They have bunkers and they have like cities and
we
levels
watched
and
that
stuff like
documentary in Europe about like some of the stuff that was left over from the Cold War era, where they built like bunkers that could hold. Yeah. Was it Sweden or Switzerland or something that had built it for like their whole population?
It was Switzerland, I think it was. No, and they turned it into an ice rink. One is an ice rink. It's in one of those countries. I forgot.
We should find that documentary and link it up because it's super interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I think it was cool how they were like using like the Rivian vehicles in there.
Yes, they were using the Rivian vehicles because you can't put a gas vehicle down there. You need electric. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fascinating to think about if this is possible, if this could really happen. And then also to kind of judge them. How did they do it? Handling the end of the world.
I think that when you see all the corruption around, because even all the people that helped build the place, they died. They're going to die. Or
you just gave away something from the very end.
Well, people figure it out.
We should put on it as a spoiler alert.
It is a spoiler alert.
But you know what? I think you'd still really enjoy the show, even knowing any of this.
Yeah, I think by watching the show, you're going to learn how critical your government, can be, how crazy they can be.
How gory is it? I can't remember.
I don't think it's too gory. It's not gory. No, they don't show anything.
It's not too bad.
Not gory. No, there's no goriness. Except
it's like network television level of intense.
Yeah, but it's intense because it's a drama that takes place, when a world is, destroyed. And then they find some things out that maybe the whole world wasn't destroyed.
And
I won't give that away
one
completely.
of the interesting parts too is the way that they went about judging people and deciding who should live and who is dispensable.
Well, what do you remember about that? Well,
that
what was
girl,
it? What was?
that therapist is the one that picked everybody.
Yeah, but what was? Well, not just her and hundreds of other therapists.
Oh yeah.
But guess what? All of them didn't even make it in.
All the therapists.
Yeah. So what was really weird is that, because remember, even in the White House, when it slipped out what was happening, there were only certain people in the White House going.
I actually think it's so interesting because I think it's pretty close to how things would really go.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
I don't know if it's possible to build what they built and have it actually be self-contained and, you know, like they did that experiment here in Arizona, actually, when I was in high school, that biosphere, and they tried to make like a complete self-contained.
Did it work?
No, I think ultimately they learned a lot from the experiment, but I think that it was classified as somewhat of a failure.
Okay,
they weren't able to prove out the
why do you think they were doing that?
they're trying to, they presented it as they're trying to figure out how we could build stuff on like the moon or and make it inhabitable.
How do we know?
Yeah, that
They
they
don't
haven't
have it
learned from
already.
that, and now they're
Yes.
built a silo in Colorado.
Yeah, you never know.
Do you know what is another movie that I think kind of gives us a glimpse at what the future could really be like is Ready Player One. That's an old one.
Yes.
But I think...
I did. I hope the world is like that. Are you kidding me?
No.
What?
I mean, the virtual reality was cool, but the real world was horrible in that movie.
I'm hoping, but I'd be with Ready Player One though.
That's
so.
basically how you live your life. Huh?
Yeah.
You just
So I just be like in the video game, constantly doing stuff. Let's go, guys. Let's find this. You know.
No. So that one I remember. I think it was actually during the pandemic. I didn't know about the movie. I'd missed it when it first came out. My brother told me about it during the pandemic, and it was terrifying watching that movie during the pandemic because it was literally you could see the world evolving to that.
It was nothing like the pandemic.
The pandemic as a precursor to life being like that. I think it's totally
I just didn't see it
is.
that way. I thought the pandemic was great because I could drive on the freeway and there was nobody there. And I lived in LA. Could you imagine driving with no traffic? It was the best.
Do you know what that just like it gives a glimpse into what your routine really is?
Was able to go over the hill and go to the beach. And check this out. I was able to go over the hill, go to the beach in 15 minutes.
That's like how close, like mileage wise, it is.
Yes.
But
in traffic, it's like an hour and a half.
It's crazy. That's what always gets me still when I'm like that time I booked the hotel in LA and you were like mad at me because it was so far away because it didn't look that far. Mm-hmm. I don't have a good gauge.
And then how long did it take to get there?
I don't remember, but it did take a while.
Yep. I was like, that's way too far. You're like, it's not that far.
It was like one of the closest ones. Yep. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you have to judge, literally in California traffic, you have to judge it. So my question would be, could you really do that in a major city?
You mean the...
Paradise. Could you do that in a major city?
What do you mean do it in a major city? They did it under the Colorado mountains.
Yeah, but how about like underneath the Los Angeles mountains? Could you do that?
No.
I
think there was critical to it being kind of off in a wilderness so that people didn't know about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think it would have, and the United States has a lot of empty space.
Well, yeah,
where something like
a
that
lot of
could
it's
be built.
emptied in Alaska. We have tons of empty space out there.
Well, I don't think Alaska's very practical.
Yeah, but do you know how much of Alaska land is actually used?
Not very much.
Very small, yeah.
But it's for good reason.
Well, it's not inhabitable. Some of it's not inhabitable. Well, I do watch those shows too, though. Paradise is a good way of seeing what life could end up if we have such a tragedy like that.
Well, and I think the reason these shows are such good like representations of what it could be is because that's basically what they did, right? The writers were setting out to say like, what could it be like?
Yeah.
And let's make it as realistic as possible.
Well, the craziest part about it was we don't want to talk about that part because it may be giving too much away, but what I was interested in is people doing their everyday lives, and they didn't get paid cash money. They had a bracelet.
They had a bracelet, yeah.
And your money goes on to the bracelet thing, but they still used phones inside.
Yeah.
But it was only to call inside.
So I kind of think the bracelet idea is an interesting one, but they couldn't remove them. Like they were like permanently attached.
Because they needed to know where you were at all times.
Yeah,
and
see,
that's
I don't
the
like
crazy
that.
part.
I don't like that.
Well, that's what your phone does. Tells you where you are. All kinds. I don't have my location thing.
That's
on.
why I don't carry it with me all the time.
And that's
and you
why
get
my-
mad at
that's
me
why
about
my
it.
location thing is
But I
never
don't
on.
do that because I don't want to be tethered. I want to be a free person.
It's not. You are tethered. So what are you talking about? So your car has GPS. Your car, they know where you are in your car. My car, they don't. But your car, you can find.
My
you
car
anytime.
doesn't. I don't pay for
Your-
the subscription.
You don't have to pay for it. They can still look it up and
Do you
find
think
you.
they still can track
Yes,
you?
of course. My car's older. They can't do that. They can't track me one bit. You made me turn on my location to you. I didn't even like that on.
Yep.
See?
Well, I didn't make you. I just said I was going to turn off my location sharing
was
for
fine with
you unless you shared your location with me. I mean, it makes sense. Why would I be sharing my location with you if you won't share yours with me?
Because I don't need you to know when I'm off exterminating people.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Well, dang. It's a good show. I recommend it.
Well, I recommend the show because it makes you understand what life is in a tragic situation and what it could end up. And I think that, you look at the way the world's going today, we may end up, they're talking about some giant rock. Did you hear about that?
What?
They're talking about some giant asteroid in 10 years could possibly hit the Earth.
Well, that could totally happen, right?
Yeah, and then we end up inside of the silo.
Oh, yeah. Silo is another. They're similar, but I actually prefer Paradise to Silo.
I'm enjoying Silo now again.
It's okay.
No, you're enjoying it. Don't lie. You sit there. You were liking it last night when we finished the episodes.
It's okay. It's not my favorite,
It's one of my favorites.
but
And
Paradise is really good.
I like Paradise. I like Silo. I like a lot of shows on TV. I even like
know.
cartoon.
You try to
called-
watch every single show, I think.
Yeah, I because
Except for chick flicks, you will not watch them. I can't even there's nothing I can do to get you to watch a chick flick with
because
me.
those chick flicks aren't no way possibly real.
No, they're so good.
Love doesn't happen that way.
Oh, whatever.
It doesn't, guys. You don't get the white picket fence. You don't get
Thankfully,
that.
I have a bunch of daughters that'll watch them with me.
Well, yeah, because that's what I think. These little girls with this fake
You
fictional way of
pretended that
love.
you liked them
I
when
do.
we were dating. You said
Oh
that
my
you would
gosh.
watch them.
I do watch them, but they're
No.
boring. I fall
You
asleep.
don't.
They're boring.
You. I don't think you've watched a single one with me since we've been married.
I have watched one with you.
Which one?
We watched that one. Okay, I'll watch one with you. And if I go to sleep, don't blame me.
Dang.
Dang, being married to a woman who wants to watch those kind of shows is tough.
What woman doesn't want to watch those kinds of shows?
Shouldn't you watch something that's more like, action, bang, 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 bang,
I
bang.
watch plenty of action movies with you.
But bang, 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 that makes you excited with bang, 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 bang.
Oh gosh.
Not that hokey love. Oh, I love you, Denzel. Oh, I love you, Barbara. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh, we're going to get married, have children, and no problems.
So is this making fun of it supposed to discourage me from liking them?
No, it's just being truthful. But
Okay,
I love
good.
you.
It won't work.
Dang.
How do we end this?
Just a dang. This was a short one, but it was a good one. I did like the show. Please check the show out, Paradise. You really will enjoy it.
Yeah, and write in and tell us what you think of it.
Yep. Dang, dang, dang.
Dang.
See you soon. This podcast is produced by my wife, Bettijo Bridges, in collaboration with Populi, and edited by our daughter, Adelie Ann.
She is also the musician responsible for our theme music, so go check out Adelie Ann wherever you stream your music. Have a question or topic you want us to cover? Send us your suggestions at dangpodcast.com.
If you would do me a quick favor, please subscribe or rate our podcast to make it easier for others to find. Have a great week.
I'm running on nothing but faith. There's things far too great that I want to accomplish.